Is 2003 the year of the Tiger, as in the LSU Tigers?
Here they come. He throws over the middle. Clayton at the 5, and he is in for the score. Throws it down deep, and there's Skylar Green. He's got it! Touchdown! Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the side. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say. Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the side. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now?
The eye of these Tigers is focused firmly on the prize. Top spot in the SEC West, a conference title, and possible national honors to boot. Caution, beware the Tigers. From Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, we welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. No reserve seats for the students. So when those doors opened an hour and a half ago, the student section quickly filled.
We got some Gator stew here, baby. Before and after the game.
That Gator stew might be a bit more tasty if the LSU Tigers can accomplish their goal. More than 90,000 on hand in Death Valley in Baton Rouge as the Florida Gators come to town with a 3-3 record, and they will meet Nick Saban and the LSU Tigers. Along with Todd Blackledge and Jill Arrington, we welcome you to Baton Rouge. When they lost at home last week to Ole Miss, Coach Ron Zook told his team, watch out, there's going to be noise in the system. Well, that noise has become cacophonous. Alumni and fans angry and anguished, and they are expressing their emotions on talk radio and internet chat rooms. Florida desperately needs a win. Think of the contrast with Baton Rouge. LSU 5 games into the season, undefeated for the first time in 30 years. They have a favorable home schedule, and that means that enormous accomplishments still exist as very real possibilities. And the prominent feature of this LSU team, a stifling defense, Todd.
Well, they say defense wins championships, and LSU is playing great defense right now. They're currently leading the conference in 5 major categories, but I want to focus on 2. The first one is their ability to stop the run. They've held all 5 of their opponents to under 100 yards rushing, and by doing that, they forced their opponents into passing third down situations, and they have been dominant on third down. And they do it by mixing up coverages and disguising what they're doing and then pressuring the quarterback. And when they pressure the quarterback, they do it in a lot of different ways. Sometimes they play man behind it. Sometimes they play zone. But they come at quarterbacks from all different angles and all different directions. And sometimes a quarterback has to feel like he's playing against 13 guys out there.
Well, that puts the spotlight squarely on the shoulders of Chris Leak. He's a very talented quarterback, but he is a true freshman.
He's a very gifted passer, has a chance to develop to be an outstanding quarterback, but I like what Ed Zonbrecker said about him. He said he's way ahead of the learning curve. Unfortunately, it's a very big curve, and how that translates out is inconsistent play. Look at what Leak has done in the 4th quarters of his 2 starts. Against Kentucky, he led a furious comeback. Last week, he was 0 for 6 and threw 3 interceptions. The Gators need Leak to start fast today and finish fast.
And let's go down to the 3rd member of our commentary team. Here's Jill Arrington on the sideline.
Thank you, Vern. LSU is coming off an open week. They're sitting pretty at 5-0, but they're going up against a Florida team that has their back against the wall. So this could be a very dangerous game for LSU. Coach Saban told his team, I need consistency, guys. Continue to focus on that three-step process we've been doing all year. 1, come with readiness to play. Know your assignments on the field. Play with emotion for the full 60 minutes and play smart. Execute the plays, no stupid penalties. Now that might sound like football 101, but the players are telling me they're buying into the business-like approach because it's worked so far.
All right, Jill, thank you. Weather, well, it was supposed to be partly cloudy and 86 degrees. Actually, it's 74 degrees and mostly cloudy, but the rain appears to have moved out. It rained heavily yesterday. These two teams met for the first time in 1937. Did LSU and Florida. Florida leads the series. They have won 13 of the last 15, though they did lose at home. Matt Mauck leading LSU to a victory in the Swamp 1 year ago. LSU won the toss. They have opted to receive to open the game, which means that Matt Petrovich will kick off for the Gators. He is the kickoff specialist and a very fine special teams player. Devery Henderson and Skylar Green, the two deep men. And this one will chase Henderson back, and it will go through the end zone. And that means Matt Mauck and the LSU Tigers will go on offense at their own 20-yard line. Here's the 24-year-old junior, Matt Mauck, in only his 12th start. He's 10-1 as a starter.
He lost his opening game at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, has won 10 straight. And it was interesting. He said just now he's finally starting to feel like a starting quarterback in the SEC. He just gets better and better each time he comes out.
Played 3 years of minor league baseball in the Chicago Cubs organization, winding up at Lansing, Michigan. And then came on. He was a starter in this game a year ago, suffered a very serious foot injury and missed the rest of the season. Play fake from Mauck, rolling right. Got a man open. That one is complete. Up near the 39-yard line to Devery Henderson, number 9. And let's meet the Earthlink starting lineups, first of all, for LSU. You've been introduced to Matt Mauck. Offensive line, Whitworth, Livings, Wilkerson. The strength is on the right side. Stephen Peterman, a preseason All-American, and Rodney Reed. Joseph Adai gets the start at running back. Kevin Stelz. The wideouts are Clayton and Devery Henderson, and David Jones is the tight end. It's a double tight set now. Dimitri Robinson comes in along with Eric Edwards.
I think we'll see a lot of this two tight end offensive set for LSU.
Here's Adai, number 10. Darts inside his tight end and the right tackle and moves out to the 36-yard line. Defensively for Florida, boy, they have been susceptible to the run. And here's the defensive line: Lee, Mitchell, McDonald, and Bobby McRae, who's come on in the last couple of weeks. The linebackers, it's an injured bunch: Earl Everett, Reed Fleming, and Matt Ferrier. They hope to have the freshman Channing Crowder, who may be their best, back today. Lamar, Dixon, Scott, and Kewan Ratliff in the backfield. Backs in the eye. David Jones is back on the field now. There's motion. Ball snapped by Ben Wilkerson.
Smart play by Matt Mauck, because Ben Wilkerson thought he was going to get an offsides penalty, but they weren't in the neutral zone, and Matt Mauck did a nice job of trying to take the ball forward and getting something out of it. I've told you this many times. I don't like that, that automatic snap. Just run the play that's called. But Matt Mauck made a good decision to bring up 3rd and 1.
Well, last week in the loss at home to Ole Miss, 230-plus yards in that defeat. In the first 2 games, only 101 yards. The last 4, they've given up an average of 178. Almost a bobbled snap. And I'm not sure, that looked like it was intended to be a flea flicker almost.
No, I think what happened, you're right, he bobbled the snap, and that busted up the whole timing of the play. This was supposed to be just a straight give and power football, but because of the bobbled snap, it ruined the timing of the handoff. So he didn't get the snap clean, and the back had already gotten past him. So Matt Mauck had to just try to run it himself, and they came up short. And this is a good break for Florida to get a 3 and out. Well, actually a 4 and out. They got the pass on first down, but a 4 and out on their first possession.
That's going to bring on Donnie Jones, all-time leading punter at LSU, and a fine season this year. Kewan Ratliff is back to return. And LSU has to use one of its 3 timeouts. So a little bit of a squirrely start for LSU. Time called. Among the many degrees offered here at LSU, one in rocket science. It's 12:52 to go in the first quarter.
You know, the good thing is that he's so well disguised that his parents at home won't recognize who he is.
That's right. Oh, boy, I bet there's no curfew in his dorm room. 4th down. Here's Donnie James to punt. Ratliff awaits it. That's a beauty. Oh, boy, just a foot too far into the end zone. Touchback. It will come out to the 20-yard line. And here is Chris Leak. In his 3rd start, named a starter. He had rotated with Ingle Martin for the first 4 games of the year, and Ron Zook said, we're going to go with Chris Leak. We believe he gives us our best chance to win.
And see, everything he sees now, he's seeing for the first time, and he's learning on the run. But when he sets his feet and knows where he wants to go with the football, he's a pretty-looking quarterback.
He's going to go out of shotgun formation, 4 wides, 1 tight end who is split to the right side. That's Ben Troop. Here's the snap back, and Leak, 5-man rush, so they bring a blitz early. O.J. Small on 1st down has the catch and out of bounds at the 25. So successful first play for Chris Leak. Here's the offensive line for Florida. Max Starks did not make the trip. Abscess tooth, which became infected, so Jonathan Colon gets the start there. Snell, DeGore, Butler in hand. Rand Carthen in the backfield. Joe Cohen open fullback, and 3 wideouts. Here's the handoff to Rand Carthen, number 33, on 2nd down and 5. And defensively, boy, this is a good defensive 11 for LSU. Up front, Spears, Wyatt, Lavallee, and Hill. Linebackers, Alexander, Turner, Cameron Vaughn. We'll see a lot of nickelback today. Corey Webster, Travis Daniels, LaRon Landry, and Food are the starters. Deep right side for Perez, overthrown, caught in the LSU bench.
And right away, we see one of the real strengths of this LSU defense, that 3rd down defense. Amazingly, when they are 3rd and 4 or more, they have only allowed 8 conversions in 56 attempts. That's staggering. I mean, they have been so good on 3rd down, and teams just can't keep the football. That's Will Muschamp, the defensive coordinator, and he'll do that all day. I mean, he's an excitable guy. Not when we meet with him,
no,
but on the game day, he's excitable.
Here's the punt by Eric Wilbur, the true freshman who has done a magnificent job this year. Skylar Green has some room. Has more room.
See him.
He's gone. There are no flags. 80 yards. Tiger touchdown.
Chance to tweak your special teams. One tweak was Skylar Green's in there in place of Chiron Carey, who's out with a knee injury. He made 2 guys miss, and a huge play by the LSU special teams.
There's the extra point attempt, up and good from Ryan Gaudet. That is the 2nd punt return for a touchdown this year for Skylar Green. The first was 62. This one went 80. Seven 0 on an 80-yard punt return by Skylar Green, the sophomore from West Wego. Special teams have been a standout this season.
Yeah, they really have. You take a look, 3rd in the SEC in punt returns. That'll go up.
Yes.
After that return right there. You mentioned Skylar Green, his 2nd touchdown, had one against Arizona earlier in the season as well.
And when we were here 3 weeks ago, it was Skylar Green who ran the wrong route in the final minute and a half of the game and found himself wide open for a 34-yard winning touchdown from Matt Mauck in the game against Georgia. Here's Gaudet kicking off. Andre Caldwell and Kevin Kite at the deep man. This will be a touchback and come out to the 20-yard line. Let's take another look at the punt.
Well, what I want you to see is the 2 gunners for Florida are going to come down and get past their men. But watch what happens. Skylar Green is going to freeze 2 guys. If he's going to beat both these guys, they're unblocked, but he makes both of them miss.
and in doing so, he opens up a big lane. I mean, normally you tell your punt returner, if you can make one guy miss, you can get a good return. He made 2 guys miss that were unblocked.
Chris Leak out of a shotgun again, 3 wides. Troop, the tight end, is tight to the right. Now the audible from the freshman. See how many, if any, LSU brings on first down. They will not. And Carthon gets the handoff. Moves out to the 25-yard line. Now let's go back to New York and check in with Tim Brendo.
A good and bad day for the Bowdens today. First, the good. Here's Charlie Whitehurst in overtime to Kevin Youngblood, and Clemson gets a much-needed victory for Tommy Bowden, 30-27. Miami beats Florida State, 22-14. That's the final. Back to Vern and Todd.
All right, Tim, thank you. 7-0 here, second down and 4.
Flag down. Looks like some movement in the line by Florida.
Well, when he lost, here's Terry Brown, the referee.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense, movement in the offensive line. The penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. Still second down.
When he lost last week as a starter at home against Ole Miss, it was the first loss for Chris Leak as a starter since the 9th grade.
Amazing. Independence High School up in Charlotte, North Carolina. Great career there, and he's going to have a good career at Florida if he stays healthy.
Second down after the penalty. DeGory will snap it back. LSU brings 4. Here's Leak, screen pass, right side. Good defensive job, but a missed tackle, and Carthon gets back to the 25, and 2 flags are thrown on the far side. Could have a face mask here.
That's the 15-yard variety, the personal foul face mask, meaning they used it to make the tackle instead of just hitting the face mask and letting go. And this is the freshman, LaRon Landry, who's starting at safety in place of the injured Jack Hunt. He's played very, very well, but he's got to just learn to let go of that face mask when he gets his hand up there.
And they might have gotten Eric Alexander in that melee as well. So after the penalty, first down at the 40. There's the blitz threatened, and the audible from Chris Leak.
Looks good. He got poised. He got lots of time on the play clock because they're going without a Hunter.
Hand off to Carthon, going left, looking for blocks from Cologne, and doesn't get it. So he picks up a couple of yards.